I was at an event a long, long time ago where this teacher was teaching about mantras. And he started the course, he started the process by saying, hey, who here has any experience working with mantras in their day to day life? And pretty much nobody raised their hands except for this one girl who is, kind of the person you would imagine would raise their hand first in everything in the whole wide world. And she said, yeah, but everyone else said no. He said, well, actually, that's not really true. It's just you don't think of them as mantras. Mantras are these things that we do to kind of repeat ourselves, or it's a way to sort of say a certain phrase or something. And it's a way to allow us the opportunity to. Mantras are a way for us to say something over and over again and that sort of a thing. And so when they said it this way, when they kind of explained what a mantra was, of course, everyone has to admit that they say mantras. He goes, what's worse is what we do for daily mantras is usually something negative. We usually say to ourselves things like, well, you'll probably screw it up again today, or you'll say that all day long, or you'll say, you know, well, what's going to go wrong next, or whatever. You have all these negative mantras that go on in your head. What this guy said was, maybe you could learn some positive mantras that will help you through. Now, this was like a really spiritual person, and so his mantras were, of course, very spiritual and highfalutin. But to be really honest, to me, the big opportunity, the big chance and choice that we all have, is that you can work on any kind of mantra, and it doesn't have to be especially fancy. It can be something very um, it could be very practical, and I think that's a good way to look at things. So I'll give you an example. I didn't want to get up today. I had a really kind of like tossy turny night, lots of very active dreams. I felt like I worked really hard in my dreams, and felt like I deserved somehow to sleep in more, which is absolutely inaccurate, but that's what I felt. And so my mantra today is just 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes. And the reason is because with the help of my ever trusty ladybug timer, which some of you know from before, my little ladybug timer, I could set this thing for 20 minutes. And when it goes off, I'm done, right? So you can do pretty much anything for 20 minutes. I've learned through experience that you cannot hold your breath for 20 minutes, but you can do a lot of things. And so I set, some goals for myself. I have some work I've got to do. I've got some things I've got to hand in. I've got to, like everyone else out here right now, I've got to prospect. I've got to go find customers. And that's tricky for me. I'm not like very great at that. So setting this for 20 minutes, just 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes. Hey, Lynette, by the way. Hi, Raul. So let's see. So Lynette says, I shape my mantras in the present, not the past. I am surviving versus I will survive. Yes, because it is now. Mantras are about now. And the things that we say in our head that we need to repeat in our head are about now, right? They're not about some future state. Used to be an egg timer 10 years ago. Yeah, no, I mean, and everybody has all these different kinds of timers, but I bought a ladybug one. I forget when, 7 or 8 years ago. And just because I thought it was so absurd, I thought, it's why have a serious looking timer? So I wanted to work with you on mantras today. I wanted you to think through some mantras. I wanted you to think through a little expression that you can give yourself. By the way, they're interchangeable. You can use different ones all the time. My 3 words are essentially mantras, right? So push, structure, sequence, and package are all mantras at different times. I use push every single day as a mantra, every single day. So if I'm feeling like I'm frustrated or sad or whatever, I can't get through something, I just say push, 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 push. And I say it like that too. Long time ago, my dad and my father and my dad and my father, my dad and my uncle Jim were both reminiscing about the fact that they both said, "Hey, Catherine," they both said, "Nighttime, go to bed, go to bed, go to bed." And I forget the story. I forget if that comes from my grandfather or not. Whatever, how that started. But the fact that when they say it's bedtime or whatever, they say to themselves, "Go to bed, go to bed, go to bed," like in that kind of repeat way. So when I say push, every time I say push is my mantra, I say to myself, push, push, push. Now, in 2003, when first time I ever got super, super healthy, at the end of 2003 into 2004, I said over and over again, dig in and push, dig in and push, dig in and push. And that was because I was working on running. I was working on getting my feet into the ground a little bit more and moving myself forward. And so I think push is a useful mantra for anybody. What makes a mantra? And Scott had asked the question: are these like affirmations? That's not too different a word. It's fine. Mantras are oftentimes in their more classical and traditional sense, especially in the Eastern world, like Hindu mantras. Mantras are a little closer to a prayer in some ways, but so are some affirmations, right? What I find is useful for a mantra is what is going to help you in the moment that you can repeat to yourself to get through a certain experience. And so, I am surviving is a great one. You might also think about, are there, one mantra I love to use. I have, it's four. It's basically, what is it? I am warm. I am loved. I am fed. I am dry. And if you can say yes to three of those things, you're still in pretty good shape. So I am warm. I am loved. I am fed. I am dry. Right. So, and you can replace dry with safe if warm counts as that. So, I am warm. I am fed. I am loved. I am safe. Right. Whatever it is, it's just basically the question, are you in a good enough spot to get through to the next thing? And a lot of times that answer is yes, right? So a bill comes in and you find out you are not going to be able to pay that bill, because the world just exploded and the person's not being nice about it. They're like, we're going to do something about that. You can't do anything about it yourself right now. You just don't have it. I am warm. I am fed. I am loved. I am safe. Those four things are true. What if one of those isn't true? What if you're skipping meals right now because you can't afford that or something? Well, then I am warm, I am safe, I am loved, and you're not fed right now, but you're gonna be fed, right? You'll get it handled, and thank goodness you're loved. What if you're not feeling loved? Well, then maybe the other three can hold you over for a little while longer until the time comes. And if, by the way, if you're never feeling loved or not feeling loved enough, and you need surrogate love help, I love you, so you have that to lean back on for a little while. So that's that. So I'm hoping you take this quick interaction and this quick point of contact with you to think about mantras that you need and want to execute. And they only work if you do it over and over and over again. They only work if you repeat them so often. And that's the magic trick of a mantra. You can change them up for needs. You could change them up for different times. And they have to be positive, obviously. I mean, like I said, we can use negative mantras, but those obviously don't help. Those are what we have as default, right? We'll never make it. This is terrible. I'm not doing well. What did he say today? There's all kinds of mantras we could use over and over again that don't help anything. The goal is we need mantras that are going to make us feel a lot better and that we can move ourselves forward and that we're heading towards that something that matters a great deal. So I'm glad you're part of this. I'm glad that you come and connect with me when we have the opportunity. Happy to see some beautiful, wonderful people I love, like Deb and Lonnie and Michael and Eric. Oh my gosh, what a gang we have today. Just know that in this process, this whole point of contact thing that I've been doing is just to help us with the fact that we're not connected. There's no big business lessons here. Everybody's working on their shows because that's what they think they need to do. And that's fine if you do that. I'm not pooping on that. I'm just trying to connect. I think that's a good starting point, right? We need this connectivity, and we need to kind of call it out. If we're not having the best of times, we've got to connect out and make sure that people are feeling connected. That they feel like there's a resource. There's a bunch of studies that all point to the fact that people who deal with depression can go without their meds better than they can go without connection. Hey, Lonnie, how are you? By the way, saw a recent picture of you. Love your hair lately. Ooh la la. I feel like, we can go without a lot of things more than we can go without connection. And so you should make a show like this. You should turn it up. Hey, Sue. The Susiest Sues around. Connect, right? Connect with people. Just do this. Reach out. When people are, dealing with rough times, we all want to kind of go inside and we want to hide. So maybe one of your mantras should be, who can I touch? Who can I reach today? there's so many people that need that connection. There's so many people. Beth, how are you, Beth? I was just reading one of your posts. I think it was yesterday. And yes, take your meds. Everybody take your meds. We took ours this morning. There's so many people that are at a teeter pot point in their moment right now. There's so many people who are like, this could go absolutely horrible just today, not like the whole thing. Today could go really horrible. And if you reach out and you connect with them, it's going to go better for them, right? So Lonnie, every day that you add hair extensions to it is better. If I had some, I guess I'd put them in. Don't anybody mail me hair extensions. But so in a half an hour, I'm going to talk to a bunch of people. I put out this offer to 340,000 people, and one person sent me a message back. I said, hey, if you're doing a lot of homeschooling, look at me as one of your remote homeschool resources, baby. Put me in. I'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. And he said, hey, can we talk about storytelling? He goes, I found a notebook of my daughter's very young daughter. And she was writing something about crazy twists. And she was writing a list of ways that she could have plot twists, even though she's, very young to be thinking about plot twists. And then the other son, the younger son, is just super, super into Star Wars stuff right now. And loves all the new Star Wars characters that all the old people make fun of. So I'm going to talk about storytelling, and I'm going to talk about, how to build your own Jedi, and how the importance of a flaw in your character is super important. And I think it's so fun, the opportunity to be a temporary teacher to some people's kids. Maybe you could offer that to someone. Maybe you can, whatever you know how to do. Did anyone watch me make my stupid pork roast the other day? I didn't know how to do it. I just had you there because I thought it'd be fun to watch it get thrown into the pan. My mantra for that day was, let's connect. Let's just connect. And I think that that's a good, useful mantra for a lot of people. Raul says, I'm grateful for having people like you in my life who are there when we have these situations, like Maria. Oh my gosh, brother. Hurricane Maria, what a whack. And then, so we have a lot of us have mutual friends, bunch of mutual friends down in Nashville and around Nashville. So Clarity King, Steve, and oh my gosh, who am I thinking of all of a sudden? Dave is down there, and Dave Delaney, and the entire Nashville Christian Mafia is down there. Kerry Gargone, and all that. And one of the fun experiences of this thing was that there was a big tornado down in Nashville that made me think of what Hurricane Maria did, only in such a smaller way. And then this hits, and then they got another tornado the other day, and it's just been crazy. It's just Steve Woodruff. Why was I blanking on your last name? And in a weird way, what we're finding in this moment, right, and what Raul's had to deal with face to face daily, is you can still take even more beating than you think you can. We think we are at the bottom, but we can go so much lower still, and still get back out. And it's time for a little Chumbawamba, right? I get knocked down, but I get up again. So everybody work on your mantras today. I would love to hear from you. Tweet me, email me, call me, hug me. I don't care. Well, don't hug me, I guess. Give me your mantras today. Okay. I'm out of here. I love you. I will talk to you soon. Thanks for being part of Point of Contact. Bye.